What's going on, my beautiful people? I don't know the boy Yardman there. Yes, there's a lot of speculation going on with Declan Rice and Arsenal, and there's a lot of people texting me, asking me if I know what's going on. Normally for me, I don't like to do speculation. I said this a couple of years ago. You will never see me come on and speculate. Oh, Arsenal linked to that player. Oh, Arsenal. I don't like it because I know how Arsenal stay. They will milk to 1 billion player and don't buy none. So for me, it's just like wasting time coming on and here and just telling people, oh, we link with that player, we put in a bid, because we know how it goes when Arsenal put in a bid for a player. We know the club want 10 million, but Arsenal offer 1 million. That's how Arsenal operate, and that is a problem that's going on right now at the moment with Arsenal and WESTHAM regarding Declan Rice. As we said, we know that Declan Rice want to come to Arsenal. We know that Arsenal want Declan Rice. But there's a big problem, and there's not just one. There's actually two problems why this deal hasn't gone through as yet. We know within the next week and a half, pre-season will be open up and team will be looking to go in on pre-season. Last year, Mikel Arteta get all of him signing done, and everybody could left and go on pre-season except the little one and two that him pick up later on. But the majority of player are the marquee player that Arsenal had won last season. They get them early enough to take them to pre-season to America. Now we know that Arsenal are going to do American tour again this year. But people, there is a big problem, and this is where it gets a bit frustrated with me when it regarding Arsenal, because in the transfer window it is very tricky, very funny, and we don't know the intricate, the ins and outs that club have to go through, or the tactics that club use when they're buying player and the tactics that club use when they're selling player. So even though we can come and say, boy, Arsenal have been holding up this player, Arsenal has been bidding too low, Arsenal, it's embarrassing bidding, it all have to do about it is a game. It is a game played on the pitch, and it's a game buying the player. Because we have to involve everybody. We have to involve, sometimes the player family have to get involved, because the family have to get whatever percentage, sometimes, you know, it can be anything. It could be where the agent have to get his money, and the agent sticking up for a certain amount of money, and that's what the agent want. That can hold up deal as well. It could be the player want a certain thing, the player want odds on, meaning if they score a goal, if they keep clean sheet. It can be, anything holding up a deal when they have two clubs going out there battling for a player. At this very present moment, Arsenal battling for Declan Rice. Says Arsenal versus Arsenal battling for Declan Rice at the present moment. Now it can get a little bit tricky, where if Man City go ahead and sell Gundogan and sell Kyle Walker, where it gonna leave Man City can make an offer for Declan Rice. And you know how Man City stay, they got their money, they will just come in and bam bam, they don't talk, they just make their money talk for them. And that's where it could get a little bit tricky regarding Arsenal and Declan Rice. But at the very present moment, the situation lies with Arsenal. Like I said, Sullivan won 100 million plus adds on, so we're talking about 100 million plus Sullivan won. No, Arsenal don't want to pay 100 million. Arsenal want to pay 90 million, including adds on. That's the one of the problem we have regarding Arsenal and WESTHAM with Declan Rice. Now, the next thing is that Sullivan want the payment within 2 years. That can be understandable, because they're selling them the most prized, biggest player. They want to go out in the market and buy to replace. Now, Arsenal want to make that payment within 6 years or 5 years, I believe. That's where we're going to have another big problem, because I can understand where WESTHAM is coming from. WESTHAM want that money and a big chunk of it to go out there to sign player to fulfill Declan Rice. Arsenal want to give that money too little and too long. They want to do, as I said to you, remember I said to you at the Emirates Stadium that they meant to go and bid big and then pay the rest and direct debit. Now they're kind of doing that, but they're using something like a Klarna or Clearpay to make the payment, and that's where we have a big problem. Like I said, any club selling their most prized possession going to need a big chunk of the money up front to fulfill that gap. And we know that Declan Rice was the heart of West Ham. So they're going to need that money to fulfill that gap. Arsenal want, as I said, Arsenal want to pay that money too little. And as I said before, it all have to do with everybody playing game. Because Sullivan is not a man to him word. He might say that he want 100 million plus adds on, and Arsenal might say, okay, here's 100, and switch up and say, no, I don't want 100 anymore, I want 120. So we have to understand Arsenal's situation at times, and we have to understand the selling club at times. So we have to understand the two clubs, the buying club and the selling club. Like I said, it's all a game. And this is going to be drawn out until Chelsea has again. I mean, Chelsea's are iffy for Declan Rice because, as you know, they're not in the Champions League, and that is one of the thing that may be blocking Chelsea from getting the likes of Declan Rice. But as we know, Chelsea can go in and fling in the money, promising him that, listen, you come here, next year we'll be in the Champions League. And I mean, they don't have no European Cup playing, and that could be all and well for Declan Rice, and they could give him a 8 years deal with maybe $500,000 a week, something like that, and loan him to the club. Now, what Chelsea have to do, Chelsea have to sell before they can buy. We know that they buy a player from the Bundesliga, a French player, a forward player yesterday. They made that signing. They're not playing about. I think that player worth, I think 50 to 60 million in the excess of that. They're not playing. They're not playing. So, us, Chelsea going to sell about 4 players. We know that Conte gone to the Middle East. We're going to play with Benzema. We know that Kanu gonna go. We know that there's a lot of players that Chelsea have links with the owner, and they have that link with the Middle East to sell on the player. And we know up and about 3 to 4 players going to be sold to in Qatar, and they can use that money and lower Declan Rice. So that's going to be something that Arsenal have to look out as well. Like I said, the same situation going on with Man City. They don't know if Gundogan going, or they don't know if Thingy going. So it is going to be a big problem if these clubs start to make a bid for Declan Rice. As we know, Declan Rice want Arsenal, Arsenal want him, but the problem gonna lies in the payment and the structure of the payment and the amount that they're looking for. I mean, it have a big say, because we were looking to see Jude Bellingham sell for over 140, 130 million, and that didn't happen. So maybe Arsenal is looking into that and say, listen, if Jude Bellingham can go for that price, why should we pay over the excess of 100 million for Declan Rice? And that's something, again, remember, Declan Rice is only 24, Jude Bellingham is only 19, so that's a little big age difference there. We know that Arsenal kind of buying for the future. We know that the cranking not willing to spend and back Mikel Arteta for coming for the next season and a half. I know they're looking to make Arsenal a very much self-sustained club. This is why we see the likes of Arsenal buying so much young player. We know that they try to get off Thomas Partey off the book. He's going to the Middle East as well. Xhaka will be going, and there's a lot of movement will be going on during the transfer window. But yes, people, that's where it lies with Arsenal regarding Declan Rice and the transfer. West Ham want over 100 million plus adds on, and they want a payment within 2 years. Basically, Arsenal want to pay 90 million, including the adds on, and they want to pay within 5 years. That's where the Arsenal, Declan, and West Ham situation lies at the moment. People, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You know, I want to hit that 5k. So people, please send out the video, share, like, subscribe, hit that like button, leave your comment, tell me what you think. There's a lot more I'll be speculating, but people, as you know, I'm a bit busy, and just give me some time. As soon as I hear anything concrete, I will let you know. But I'm not going to be the one to come out and just spreading news. Oh, we've been linking to this player, link to that player, link to that. I just don't see it worthwhile doing it. But anyway, people, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Yardman AFC. You know what they are putting the work. Big up on yourself, people. Want to get the 5K? Help me people to reach a 5K subscribe. Don't say nothing more. We're there.